You know, when you have something so good, like imagine you have the cure for COVID-19 or you have the cure for cancer and you have to shout it out from your rooftop because it's so good and you can't contain yourself. This is how I feel with my YouTube channel. I'm about to share with you a power tool that I've been experiencing over the past 2 years, not only on myself but also on my clients and many friends and family around me. And this power tool has helped me to break through addictions, to go from insecurity to feeling confident, to go from fogginess to feeling clear, you know, to break through procrastination on my personal goals and my personal transitions in life. So I want to share this power tool with you. If you're currently on a journey where you're transitioning, where you're going from where you are to where you want to be, you tend to experience something that we call growing pains. And this growing pains, it is part of the process, but it's how we respond to this growing pains. It's, are we responding from the place of fear or are we responding from a place of love? And I know that this tool that I'm about to share with you, it's been life-changing. As a matter of fact, it's not only a tool, I made it a lifestyle. Over a series of videos, I'm going to be sharing with you a powerful lifestyle that you can adapt to your life if you want to break through addictions, habits, if you want to transition to your next level, maybe in your health, relationships, finances, whatever area it is for you. This is going to be a powerful lifestyle adjustment that's going to give you so much benefits. And you know what? I can't shut up about it. So let's get this party started. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm your host Karmin Habibi. I'll be here frequently uploading videos all related to prayer and fasted a lifestyle. So my mission in life is to become everything that God designed me to be, do and have, to get into alignment with God's best plan for my life. And as a result, I can help leaders and kingdom builders, truth seekers like yourself, to also get into alignment with God's best plan for your life. Because the truth is, as much as we think we have the plan, we have it all sorted out, there is a bigger plan, there's a destiny for us. And I believe that all we need to do is just to align ourselves into this and to get to know what the grand vision, the grand plan is for our lives, and to get our habits, our life, our mindset, heart set, body set, everything aligned into this plan. So this has been my personal journey, specifically over the past 2 years. I've been leading a fasted and prayer lifestyle, and this is the tool that I've been referring to. It's more a lifestyle that I've adapted in my life, and this lifestyle has helped me break through addictions that I could never break on my own. I had no idea how to break those addictions, such as smoking cigarettes, emotional eating, a lot of bad habits that didn't serve me and no one around me. It just harmed me and harmed people around me. And once I discovered this tool, it was such a chain breaker. It was completely freeing me. So I want to guide you in that process if you're very new to fasting and praying. Well, first things first, you know, there is power when we pray, but there's also power when we fast. But if you combine prayer and fasting together, oh my God, this is where the juice is at. Okay, this is where miracles happens. This is where chains are broken. This is where addictions are broken. This is where you can see things that you could never do on your own. You could literally see physical health happening. So I know this because I had experienced this over and over again in my personal life. And also I've prayed and fasted for other people, and I've witnessed so many miracles. You can really just say it's miracles. No doctors can explain this. No human can explain this. It's just God's grace. So I want to welcome you to this kingdom woman, kingdom builder journey with me. And you know, it is a journey, because when I discovered this tool, it was really out of my own desperation. I was so desperate to change my life. I know if you're watching this here, you know, you're in a place where you're transitioning. You have a desire to level up your life. You have a desire to, you know, to become more, to do more out of your life. And this is just a natural need. As humans, we have a natural tendency to grow. And truly, if we don't grow, we die. And in that journey, we can have growing pains. And during my time, I know that I had the greatest breakthroughs when I faced the greatest breaks. So like a breakup, literally something has to break for something new to come in. A lot of people say, I want to have a breakthrough, but truly, do you really want to have a breakthrough? Ask yourself this question. Do you want to have a breakthrough? Because if you want to have a breakthrough, something needs to break. And usually what's going to break is you're going to break your habits. You're going to break your old ways of thinking. You're going to release things that are not in alignment with your life anymore. So maybe you've been in a place where you've been forced. It wasn't voluntarily. I mean, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I'm just going to give up my whole life and just go do something different. No, there's we have always this resistance because we're so accustomed to the way that we do things, like we're habitual beings. And every day, if you know it or not, you wake up the same way, you brush your teeth the same way, you do things, you even eat the same foods all the time, over and over again. And in order for us to break this chains, to break this habit, to create something new, there's some growing pains that happen, and it's very important that we become aware of it. So this fasted and prayer lifestyle that I've gone through, I have so many things I want to share with you. It's first of all how to fast, when to fast, how to lead a fasted and prayer lifestyle, what the benefits are, who it is for. Disclaimer, it is for everyone who desires to become all that God designed them to be, do, and have. And also another disclaimer, this is a Christian-based channel. However, everybody is welcome. As a matter of fact, I have a Habibi family that is all around the world, and all of you are welcome. All I need you to do is just being open-minded, open up your mind, open up your heart. If this resonates with you, then you're my people. And this channel really emphasizes on acknowledging God, because it's very easy for me to be talking about those tools and just saying to you all the works that we can do with our own flesh. But this is just works. There's a spiritual realm that we are operating in as well. And it's very important that we acknowledge the spiritual realm and that we are getting into alignment, not only physically, but also spiritually, and acknowledging the higher power, which is God. And, I've written a book actually, which is called The Art of Goal Getting. I've dedicated most of my life, going after goals, chasing goals, and, really thinking that when I achieve my goals, I will be successful. But the truth is, it's not just about achieving goals, it's about the journey, the process. And what I've discovered is it doesn't matter what goal we set ourselves to, because, if the goal is not in alignment with God's best will for our life, you will never experience the true fulfillment of that goal. So this is why we know a lot of people who've got it all, who are in the world's eyes successful. We have seen people who are, who kill themselves, who've got everything, and that's because they may not have the inner peace. Or they may have it all materially, or the success of the world, but they don't have the inner peace. And that inner peace is something that only God can give you. There's no one that can, I can't give it to you. No, your husband can't, your wife can't give it to you. No human can give this to you. Your best friend can't give it to you. They can, cheer you up a little bit temporarily. But it's really when we start building a personal relationship with God, getting into alignment with His plan, with His will for our lives, understanding and acknowledging that there is a God, and that is something that's bigger, that's operating. And we're not actually in control as much as we like to think we are. However, saying that, we do have control. We do have control over the choices that we're making every single day. So one thing that God gave all of us is the free will. And if we've got anything in common, it is a free will. And that free will is, we have choices. So God is giving us, we have options, and not all things are beneficial for us. So for example, I love to eat pizza, but if I were to eat pizza every single day, obviously it's not going to be good for me. So but it's exactly the same like that. We're exposed, in a world where we have access to so many things very easily, and not all those things are beneficial for us. So we need to ask for discernment. What I mean is, fair judgment, to have more, ask God to give us wisdom of what are the things that are going to be beneficial for us, especially big decisions like the person that you're going to marry, you know, the job that you're going to have, or the business that you are about to start, or, you know, the move that you're about to make, to really make those decisions that are more in alignment with God, and understanding that you have a relationship with the Creator. You have the power to create a relationship with the Creator where you have direct access for Him to feed you, to give you insights about what decisions will be beneficial for you. Because if we don't do this, we can easily make decisions out of our own flesh, out of lust. For example, when it comes to relationships, it's very easy to think that you're in love, but the truth is you may just be lusting for someone, or you may have just the physical bond but not the real bond that God wants to, under God's covenant. So all this to share with you some examples of what this journey is going to be about. I did a short Facebook Live that I'm gonna be inserting here right now, so you can have a little bit of an introduction of what my vision is for this YouTube channel. And if you're resonating with this, if you're vibing with this, I want to welcome you to this kingdom builder journey and to my tribe. This is again a new YouTube channel. Make sure that if you want to see more of my content, that you're subscribing, you put your notifications on. My intention is to upload on a regular basis, give you fresh new content, because it's really a journey that's been so beneficial for me that I have to share this with you. So let's get this party started. I'm gonna insert a clip here now so you can watch it, and I'll see you on the other side. It's my personal journey, not speaking from the place of, hey, look at me, I've got it all together, but actually just showing that, you know, I'm an imperfect person, an imperfect woman, and God has taken me and He's turned every single adversity, turned it into strengths, and just sharing this journey with you, sharing my vulnerability with you, sharing the realness, the ups and downs, the real struggles, the real challenges, but not only the challenges, but also the wins. There's so many blessings in this journey. So I'm gonna put the music down. So welcome, 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 Habibis. This is Karmin Habibi. If you're very first time watching this, well, you're not here by accident. You're here at the right time, in the right place. So I want to welcome you to my global community of truth seekers. So this topic today is, I'm going to be sharing with you how fasting has changed my life. And I'm going to be doing a series on fasting, or leading a prayer and fasted lifestyle, the benefits of it, the struggle of it, of why we're doing fasting is about. And at this moment in time in my life, I'm going through a personal transition. As I know, like, this is one of my quotes, you can have it, you can take it. I believe that every new level is going to demand a new version of you. We're constantly in a transition place. So if you agree with me, if you understand this, then let me know in the comments. If you know that every time we are growing, we're transitioning to a new place. This means in our health, in our body, in our mind, in our spirit, in our work, in our finances, in our relationships, in every area in our lives. Every new level is going to demand a new version of us. And as we are going into this level up journey, I like to call it the kingdom journey, the kingdom builder journey. And I'm talking specifically to kingdom women and kingdom men. So over the next weeks, months, maybe years, this is something that I'm so passionate about. I've been working on this for many years, but very recently God has really put this in my heart to speak about it, because I've been going through the journey, and still I am in the journey, but now I'm also helping other kingdom women to level up with me, because this is more fun to do this in a community together. So if you're very new here, you're going to be hearing some things that you may feel a little bit resistant to. So I want you to be open-minded, and open your heart and open your mind, and then judge it, and then put your opinion on it. Okay, so first of all, just listen with an open heart and open mind, and then put your opinion on it. I do respect that a lot of people that are listening to me or watching this, you may identify yourself as a spiritual being. You may identify yourself as somebody who is into personal growth, personal development, which is, you're my people, okay? So, however, I have decided that I will be very clear in my communication, and I will use the word God intentional, okay? I'm not gonna say source anymore. Yes, I will say source because that's what I think, that's what I put under the bracket of God. But I will be very clear that we're speaking about God here, that, you know, acknowledging that there is a God. So when I speak about prayer, it's very clear that when I talk about prayer, it's praying to a God, not to the sun, not to the moon, not to the water, not to the universe. Actually, I like you know, to question that a little bit, because, you know, why should we pray to the universe when we can actually pray to the creator of the universe? So again, listen to this with an open heart and open mind. I'm not here to convert you. I have no gain in doing so. Actually, I do have a gain. I do want you to live a true freedom life, and that is what I believe is freedom. So I do, you know, when you have a cure for something, you want to shout it out to everybody, and I feel like I'm on fire with this. It has immensely transformed my life, and it's doing, you know, I can't shut up about it. It's impossible not to speak about the goodness and the blessings that God has poured into my life, and now pouring into my clients' lives and my family and those that are around me. So everyone that's listening to me here right now, you know, you're not here by accident. Again, there is a reason why you're listening to this. You may have been in a place where you're also in a transition, and this transition place is always confusing. Would you agree with me that sometimes, oh my God, sorry, Habibis. So this transition place can be a lot of time very confusing. It's a lot of uncertainty. You know, right now we just finished a lockdown. We're about to transition to something what people call, I'm gonna quote it, new normal, whatever that means, okay? So we're transitioning into this new world. And not only this, we're also transitioning personally. I hope that every one of you listening here, you are making it a goal to transition in your finances, to upgrade your finances, to upgrade your relationships, to upgrade your overall well-being, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. So, you know, this is what it's all about. It's about leveling up. It's about getting closer to the truth, becoming free, having this peace of mind, you know, and truly experiencing a joy every single day. I believe we can experience joy and peace and freedom every day, no matter the circumstances. And it's been proven. Like, look at, you know, people like Nelson Mandela, who's been in prison for so long. He also experienced peace whilst he was in prison. So if he can do that, why can't we do that? You know, all of us have got access to this. So this, I'm sharing this with you because it's kind of an introduction into a series that I'm creating, which is leading a fasted and prayer lifestyle, and how fasting and praying has completely changed my life. How fasting, actually in this series I'm talking about fasting. I'm going to do another one which is talking about prayer, so you have to stay tuned. Make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel, you put your notifications on. Of course, if you're vibing with this, okay, let me know in the feedback. I love to get to know my community, because they're very special people. They're truth seekers, and this is how I am a truth seeker, and I believe I do attract truth seekers as well, who love to level up their business, their life. So we're in this together. And yeah, fasting has changed my life. For the past 2 years, I've been leading a fasted and prayer lifestyle. Now, a lot of you don't know my background, so I'm going to give you a little bit context of where I come from. And of course, I will be sharing and unraveling and stripping away more the layers as I share my journey on YouTube here with you. I'm going to be sharing more about my story. But very briefly, over 10 years ago, I got into a psychiatric hospital. I was diagnosed with bipolar, depression. Some doctors thought that I would be suicidal. And over the years, even though I have healed from that, I didn't see myself at that. I went through a transition there, and this is a story for another time. But also there's, like, I had dyslexia and all of those things. But the power in this is that God has really transformed me completely. I am a new creation. I don't recognize my old self. Like, I look at pictures and I look, yeah, you may think from the outside this is a very confident person, but let me tell you, I was so insecure in every way. I needed validation from men. I needed validation from the income I was making, and if I didn't have that, I was depressed. My weight was up and down. I was emotionally eating. I'm sure I had a lot of, I don't know, disorders. So many things, addictions, a lot of addictions. One of them, which was very significant in my life, for years, I used to smoke cigarettes, 20 cigarettes a day. Like, I'm really blessed that my skin is now good, because this is one of the renewals that I believe it's a God's blessing. He completely renewed not just my mind, but he also renewed my body. He renewed every single cell in my body. He renewed my mind, my spirit, the way that I see the world, the perspective of how I see the world. And before, I was living in fear. When it came to money, I started, I was working in jobs, and I always saw myself as less. I didn't think that I could have a business, and now I have a business. Now, despite being dyslexic, I'm an author. I have a book. I'm now writing my second book. I never thought that I could speak. I was so shy to speak in front of people, and now I get paid to speak. It is, I get to share the stage with incredible, amazing, world-class, influential people, and on all of this, to share with you that it's not by my work, it's not by my power, it's not because, hey, look at me, I'm so amazing. No, I believe I'm an ordinary girl that transitioned to become a kingdom woman, and still is becoming a kingdom woman. And I'm seeking what's God's best for me, and extending that light to others, because before I was seeing the world from the perspective of fear, and now I have the access to have the perspective of love, and with that I can extend that. I can extend the love, I can extend the joy, I can extend the peace, I can extend the freedom, because I'm plugged into source. So we're talking about fasting here, and it's really, again, an introduction. So make sure that you're following me, you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I will be doing a whole series on this. I will be literally taking you behind the scenes of how I do 3-day water fast, how I do weekly fast, how I do fast not just from food but also from things. A lot of times we get very attached to this thing here, our phones, and sometimes when I feel like it's time that I need to don't invest too much time in looking into other people's lives, but actually focusing my energy into the bigger, which is God and where He's leading me, then that's when I feel like I need to have a fast. It's like a detox. So I started doing a fast because I felt stuck. I felt just completely stuck. I don't know, have you ever felt when you were going one step forward and 2 steps back? I think at the time I was working in my business, and I was working so hard. Like, it was sleepless nights. I had depression during that time, and I'm like, I knew I had all these dreams inside of me, and God has given me a vision. There's the spark, but I did not know. There was always like something blocking me. Nothing was flowing. And I knew that God is not in the confusion. He is, God is in the clarity, God is in the certainty. He's never in the confusion. So if there's anything confusion, it doesn't come from God. And to this search, onto this journey of unhealing myself, of breaking free from those chains that were holding me, because I did my best. I did the best that I could. I read the books, I invested into the courses, I did the work. I'm the kind of person that does actually the work. I do the affirmations, I do the courses, I actually do the work that I invest in. And after doing all that work, invested so much money in coaches, mentors, consultants, whatever, still didn't see the results, and there was always a blockage, and I felt depressed, literally to a point where I was chained to my bed for so many weeks. I couldn't even go, and it was so embarrassing to me. Probably no one of my friends knew about this, because that's how embarrassed I was. I couldn't even speak about it. The only people that knew about my depression was my family, because they were obviously there, that could see it, and I couldn't hide from them. So after going back and forward and trying to figure out where this comes from, why am I feeling so stuck? Why am I doing all the right things, but I keep going 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and I'm like, I have enough okay, God, if you're there, and I started to ask the big question, the big G question, which I think all of us at this, we should all ask. Okay, even if you're not a believer, we should all ask this question. We should ask, God, if you're there, reveal yourself to me. Show me how. And I was guided. That's when my fasting journey started. I was guided to fast. I was guided to fast from food, and I was guided to fast for a period of time. I think at the time it was 4 days, but I made it, no, it was 5 days, and I made it to 3 days. No, I made it to 4 days, sorry. So I was guided to fast to 5 days, but I just made it to 4 days. It was one of my first long-term fasting. And I started to research more about fasting, and actually, the book, the word, the Bible, it says it's about, we all should fast and pray. I'm going to be speaking about this more, but I didn't understand. I was like, why should I fast? I can fast from social media, I can fast from other things, but there's actually higher power healing when it comes to fasting from food. Because you have to imagine, if food is taken out of the equation, okay, you are surrendering to God. You're like, your body is hungry, okay? If you've never fasted before and you fast for a long period of time, your body is hungry. And what would your body usually turn to? It turns to food. But during that time, I know that God says it doesn't only, your flesh is not only fed by bread, but it's fed by His word. So during that time, I had to turn to God. I had to start building a relationship with God. Now, for those of you who don't know me, I grew up in a very religious community, and I broke free from religion. I don't believe in religion, okay? I don't think it's about religion. I believe in relationship. So I seeked out a relationship with God. I seeked out a personal relationship with God. So I stripped away all the religious beliefs or religious ways of doing things, because I think a lot of them are man-made. Because if you look at it, okay, I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone. It's just like real talk, my perspective. That's why I need you guys to be like open-minded, open-heart, and then judge it. But I was looking at religion. I mean, we've got Catholics, evangelists, Orthodox, and all these labels, right? But at the end of the day, we all are reading from the same book, which is the Bible. So shouldn't we have a personal relationship with God? Shouldn't it be less religion and more relationship? I oftentimes think if God came down now and if Jesus came down now, He would look at us and He would laugh at religion. He would be like, He wouldn't recognize Himself inside religion. So I started asking these questions, and when I started my fasting journey, it was really just a cry out of not understanding why I was blocked. And I started to understand that I got through the fasting. So my first fast revealed a lot of things about myself. And I don't know if any one of you has ever experienced having soul ties. If you don't know anything about soul ties, this may be one of the reasons that you may be stuck somewhere. You're trying, but something is just keeping you stuck. So I discovered through my first fast that I had some soul ties with other people that I needed to break. And the soul ties can come in the form of when you're in a relationship with intimate partners, when you're in a relationship with other people, and they're like, especially if you're exchanging intimate things, but I'm not speaking about, it doesn't have to be just sex. It can be if you're speaking to a person for a long time, this also, you're exchanging energy with them. So but sex actually magnifies that, by the way. A whole other topic. You have to stick around. This is gonna get really juicy. So I discovered that I had soul ties, and that all this soul ties kept, like, I was taking all these insecurities from other people, and I was having these insecurities inside of me that kept me stuck, that kept me small. And it showed up in my income, it showed up in my business, showed up in my relationships. I was attracting certain type of guys, and it was a disaster. And my health, I never understood why I was like, I was trying to fill this void. So I was like eating so bad, and I was like having completely not not the healthiest eating habits. And so I didn't take care of my body because I didn't respect myself, I didn't love myself. And it started to reveal, started to shine the light on the things that I needed to work on. And during my fasting journey, I was also called to not just pray for myself, but also pray for other people. And you know, there's miracles that can literally happen when you combine prayer and fasting. I have seen and I have experienced miracles. I'm going to share with you a lot of the stories that I've experienced, you know, of people getting healed by just me fasting, and they don't even know. I'm like, wow, it's like literally God is creating miracles through the power of prayer and fasting. And I can say this with certainty because I've experienced this over and over and over again. Sometimes I fasted and my blessing didn't come to me, but I saw the blessing in other people, and that was enough. That's exactly what I needed to fast for. I needed to fast for other people. And a lot of times I fast for my clients' progress, for my clients' results, and it's just amazing. It brings me so much joy to see this blessing outpouring in other people's lives. And so I'm getting too much ahead of myself. But I really want you to take you on this journey with me. If you're vibing with this, by the way, I can't see the comments here, but if you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, if you resonate with any of this, if you have ever experienced any soul ties, you know, addictions, oh my God, I've broken through addictions when I was fasting and praying. I broke the addiction of smoking cigarettes. I broke the addiction of a lot of things. Okay, I'm gonna as we go through the journey, I will unravel more, but for now I'm just gonna give you this. So a lot of addictions I've broken. I've started to really see myself with the eyes of how God sees me. And before, I wasn't respecting myself, I wasn't loving myself, and you know, now I see myself through the eyes of God. Like imagine how you see your children. You know, you love your children no matter what they do, you know, especially when they're babies, and you love them. You just, you know, they can't walk, they can't talk, and you feed them, you provide for them. So you know, I just saw God as like literally my father. He was providing for me, like in so many ways. He was healing me. He was filling up the gaps that I couldn't fill myself, and nobody could. No food, no cigarettes, no man, nothing. And he just started to fill those places. He started to heal me from the inside out. And it was just an amazing journey. It just really started with this first fast. And when I experienced this, I was like, oh my God, people don't know about this. Like, everybody needs to know about prayer and fasting. So now 2 years down the line, okay, I've been on this prayer and fasting lifestyle. It's a lifestyle for 2 years. And over this 2 years, it's changed my life completely. It's been a journey. And I know that like every new level is going to demand a new version of you. Right now I'm still transitioning to a new level, and I want to take you with me on this journey. So this is more an introduction of how to lead a prayer and fasting lifestyle. This content is all for people who I like to call truth seekers. If you're the kind of person who has tried many things, okay, you've tried a lot of things, you went into the personal growth journey, you keep finding yourself buying one book after the other, course after the other, but it only gets you to one level. You know, there's a way of how you can break your chains for once and all, for real, okay? Because before I was like, all these things that I tried before, they were like bandage, and it wasn't sustainable. But now I've got something sustainable, and it's like I can't shut up about it. I have to speak about it. I'm like, oh my God, do people know about this? It's my privilege, it's my honor to share this. I went onto this 2-year journey, so now I've got more time, experience with it, so I can share from experience. I can share from the experience of my clients, of myself, of people that I respect that have taught me this as well. And I want to take you with me. So if you're seeing yourself as a kingdom builder, if you want to find out what a kingdom builder is, if you are a truth seeker, if you want to experience joy, peace, love, kindness, self-control every single day, okay? Then this is gonna be for you. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. I've got so much content to share with you. I want to share everything with you. I'm gonna unpeel the layers. You know, they say the bigger the dream, the bigger the resistance. So I've been having the biggest resistance to share this. That's why I know it's gonna be great. So allow me to be honest with you. So I'm not gonna, there's no perfection. This is vulnerability. I'm sharing my truth with you for you to open up and to share your truth. And you know, this is a community where there's no judgment, there is love. It's a sacred space where I'm inviting truth seekers, because you know, at the end of the day, it's about you becoming everything that God designed you to be, do, and have, and experience all the goodness that God has for you to create the impact. Because you know, one thing I've realized about going into the self-development journey, if we talk a lot about personal development, self-development, it draws a lot the attention into self. Me. And I think God gave me this like revelation, and he's like, stop talking so much about yourself. It's not all about you. So I know for some of you are like, yeah, what are you talking about? But it's true. You know, this journey is not just for you. Now I realize that I've gone, everything that I went through, all the adversities, all the challenges, every single tear that I cried, it was not by vain. Like, it was not taken for granted. It's been, God has turned it around. He has helped me to create influence, impact, and income with it. And I think, you know, I know that God wants to do the same for you. And he wants to show you that everything that you went through, he can turn it around. No man, okay? No man, no woman is gonna fill that gap. It's gonna be demanding a personal relationship with the Creator. It's gonna be demanding you to plug in. I want you to imagine like your phone. It's useless if you take this iPhone, okay? It is useless to just have the iPhone without the charger. So to make the most out of it, after a while you can use it all day long, but if you don't have a charger, you need to plug it into a charger. You need to charge it. You need to have the power source. So that's exactly what I found prayer and fasting is for me. It is plugging in on a daily basis, plugging in and getting my energy from that, and building a personal relationship with God. Another thing is, you know, when I say God, like a lot of times we have this perception that we need to be perfect to come in front of God. And that is a complete lie. That is a lie from the enemy. That is not true, okay? You surrender. You say, this is the mess that I'm in, okay? Help me. It's a call out for help. That's how I started. When I started my fasting journey, I was just like, I have enough. Help me. I need your help. I surrendered. I cried. And I did not know how to break free from that. So if you feel this, if you feel like you've been going every time, you know, you've been trying your best with, there's maybe an area in your life, maybe it's in your finances, maybe it's in your relationships, you keep attracting the same person but with a different name, you keep attracting the same circumstances, and you're like, I have enough, you know, I want peace, I want freedom, I want complete chains broken from this, I want complete, you know, you want to be a testimony. You want to have your story be like, oh my God, God turned this around, and that's a miracle. That's where miracles come in. That's where faith comes in, because you can't do this by yourself. And it takes you humbling yourself down and saying, I need help. So maybe this is a call out for you tonight, a message for you or to this morning, wherever you're watching this from, you know, that just surrender. Maybe this is a call for you right now as you're listening to my voice. Just ask wherever you're at, wherever you're listening to, just ask, help me. Help me, God. If you're there, show yourself to me, reveal yourself to me. I want to experience all these things that Karmin spoke about, which is peace, freedom, healing, guidance, protection, a joy on a daily basis. And help me completely turn this around. Show me the areas that I need to work on. Show me how to work on them. And fasting can really reveal this for you. So if you are new to fasting, if you're new to praying, if you're a seasoned prayer and faster, I believe the series here is going to help you, strengthen you in that journey. It's going to inspire you, motivate you, hopefully, to take inspired actions and to find God's truth. So I will be teaching you more about how to fast, when to fast, and how to do this. So if you want to stay tuned with that, how to lead a prayer and fasted lifestyle to create miracles, literally, in your life and in your family's lives, then make sure that you stay around, and I'm going to have so much more in store for you. So thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate every single one of you. There's no coincidence that you're watching this here right now. I believe there is more for every one of us. There's every new level is going to demand a new version of us. All of us are in a transition, and my community, the Habibi family here, the truth seekers, we're going to level up. We're going to upgrade. As I'm upgrading, all of us are upgrading. So make sure that you leave a comment. You let me know on YouTube what you got out from this. And how this has maybe sparked something inside of you to take action on. And if you have got any questions, pop them down and I'm happy to do my best to answer them. So sending you so much love, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you.